Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Cup Heroes 2 replay, straight from Live Games Lobby. Spawn bottom left side as the blue British forces, we got a foreign name. Spawn as the yellow Soviet forces, we also got a foreign name. Spawn top right side as the magenta Wehrmacht player, we got WEONSIMPATICO. Spawn as the red OKW player, we got Tomilove.
Infantry section is ready for battle.
Just infantry section opener for the British player, which is perfectly fine. We do have tier 1 for the Soviets, going for Penal Squad. Macy and M3 follow up. Munition sector now captured on up. New section heading up north. Got now the Volksgrenadier on the build queue.
We now have access to KV-8 flamethrower tanks.
And now the Soviet player has selected the Soviet industry tactics, bringing the KV-8, repair, ZIS, recon, and the KV-2. Squad does plink the Kuvagan a little bit. Nothing too significant at the moment. Oh, on the right side, we do have the Pioneers in the VP. MG42 providing some fire support. Second Grenadier squad on the build queue. Intersection getting some good damage on the Pioneer, forcing him back. And both of these sections are quite healthy. I don't think if the MG42 can distract the MG42, this intersection could advance to heavy cover, and it will be immune to suppression if it's beyond heavy cover. Or just packs on up and you can try pursuing it. We've got another intersection here. No sound. Let's take the MG42. Does not have sound.
The new platoon command post is ready.
Let me just check my other computer. I can do follow camera for now. It looks like sound's playing. No, sound's playing. I'm not sure. This is probably something on your side. My apologies. Oh, back to normal. My apologies. When I see something like that, I have to take a look. Volksgrenadiers engaged by some penals. Does get a bit damaged there. Volksgrenadiers trade forward and falls back. Up now a flame car now trade forward. Gets a good damage there. I didn't see Panzerfaust available. No Panzerfaust available just yet. Volksgrenadiers do fall back. Pioneers get a bit of damage there. Kuvagan needs to push forward and get some damage on in while the Pioneers draw some fire. Looks like the flamethrowers focusing the guy that's open ground, taking minimal damage. No AoE, no bonus damage.
This is hopeless! Retreat! Combat unit ready.
Turn off my macros to chat back. Sound appears to be working. There we go. Does find MG42, does get force on back. Need to pull my other chat there. There we go. MG Grenadiers take some damage. Granted, I did only check the sound on Rumble and Twitch, but if it's fine on those two, it's probably fine on YouTube. Got now the M3 straight forward. Penal Squad firing away, gets some good damage on the Volksgrenadiers. M3 taking a bit of damage there. May see a Panzerfaust there. Nope, no Panzerfaust just yet. M3 falling back and gets some good repairs going. Right now, Red does not have an. Now going for SWS half track. Probably should have done that for a little bit earlier to get a Panzerfaust off to protect himself against the M3. We do have Doctrine Lockham with the Jaeger. Not Jaeger Light Infantry, the Overwatch Doctrine, which includes Jaeger Light Infantry. And over here we do have the, we already talked about Soviet Industries, we also got the Mobile Assault Regiment. Penal Squad engaged the Sturm Pioneers. Sturm Pioneers falling back, Penal Squad push way forward. Penal Squad takes some damage there. And now we do have the M3 has gone on down. M242 flanks, does force back both these guys. We have now the intersection with pyrotechnics and 5-man squads active. He probably has a medic at home. Yes, he does. Grenadiers trying to keep his distance. A little bit outnumbered. Heavy cover would be a great start, but he try to keep his distance. Each section skirmishing around. Mortar set on up, firing away. Grenadiers force on back. Each section firing away. Grenadiers do get displaced. I hear the M1 AT gun or the M6-pounder firing against something. What it is, I'm not sure. Ancient 4-2 game force on back with units behind heavy cover. They don't take any suppression. Or more precisely, the suppression rate is recovered faster than the receive it. Panzer Grenadiers now pulled on the field. Up north, we do have the Engineers and Penals engaged the Volksgrenadiers. Some of them getting out of range, though.
Supply sector under attack.
M242 firing away. Got the Pioneer Squad take some fire. Does get forced on back. Mortar smoke there, very nice. I love when something smokes up the MG, even though it's just a capture M242. Perfectly fine by that. Panzer Grenadiers push away forward, going to get some great damage. There's a possibility this section gets wiped on out. Does fall back there. And we'll capture the VP. Sound like a mortar emplacement. No, that's too circular. Was that a Bofors emplacement? No, looks like that was a mortar emplacement. It seemed a little bit too circular for mortar emplacement. Great stun grenade there onto the Penals for stunning them, not necessarily suppressing them. Great mortar hit there, annihilates both Penal squads. That trench, that little bit of trench there, is their grave, and the bodies are now minced up by that mortar. Panzer Grenadiers and Red Grenadiers pushing along the flank, trying to displace his opponent, but this mortar of his already did that. Already fetched C2, 10 kills. We now have the mortar placement established there. Grenadiers falls on the back. Recovery sappers and pyrotechnic squad push way forward.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Good hits there on this mortar, severely wounding it. Need to fall back. Veteran C2 is a pretty nice veteran C level, but we'll get wiped. No, it's down to 2 members there. Bundle grenade there, splashed the intersection. He did not retreat back into it. Grenadiers, he ripped apart. Most it does get wiped on out there. The Vermont player's only one who's not selected the doctor just yet. M42 firing away. Got some shoe mines being built up here. The Volk's laying down some sandbags there. MG42 set up there. Could use some reinforcements. And now Magenta has selected the doctrine. It is the Jaeger Infantry Doctrine.
Defensive anvil tactics are ready to be used.
So it could go for some G43 Panzer Grenadiers, as well as G43 Grenadier. Ambush camouflage can be quite nice. Do now have a split trench now deployed in the field. Up north, Volcano Warfare by red. Very nice. Do have supply trucks deployed in the field. Do know as well, supply trucks do not affect your teammate. Look at the resource different. Got a recon overflight there. Very nice. It is perfectly acceptable to place down a truck on top of a munitions or fuel sector, since you can't necessarily improve that. But if you want to be nice to your teammate, you build a truck, or you build some caches. In 2v2s, a cache and a truck will effectively provide the same amount of income. You got income of a supply truck, which supplies the income both of munitions and a fuel cache. You just yourself, or you can go for munitions cache and provide munitions cache income for both you and your teammate. Panzer Shrek, got also a bundle grenade there. Panzer Grenadiers take a bit of damage here. I don't think it's a good idea from both Panzer Shreks this early. Pack 43 or Pack 40 would be nice. He has tier 2 in the field as well, and decent amount of resources. You could probably get Battle Phase 2 researched.
The mortar team has been killed.
Got triple penal squad now deployed in the field. KV8 now in the build queue. Oh. Piece of debris got kicked off the map. Another mortar emplacement. Triple mortar emplacement. Oof. How nasty. He does only have 1 6-pounder in the field. At this current rate, he probably should go for a Firefly, because infantry's not going to be advanced all too well in this region. Though the Axis players do have the central VP captured, and the VPs are actually equal at the exact moment. And no longer exactly equal at this moment. KV8 now deployed in the field. With triple mortar emplacement with TV, I don't think the KV8 is probably a great option. He also is going to be floating up a lot of munitions. And always build some take a bit of munitions and manpower for a repair station though. Now I've got the Shun Pioneer falling back on being melted. The cannon warfare trying to push way forward. Lots of mortar hits there. Looks like the cannon warfare 1 will go down. Does the other one gets a bounce in the KV8. KV8 does decrew that one for cannon warfare. These guys are going to try to charge for and get it re-secured, but there are too much stuff here. He needs to fall back. And gets wiped there on the Jaeger infantry. He's using the high explosive barrage, the high yield barrage from the mortar emplacements. Ugh. If the British players are constantly micing these mortar placements, anything that saves for view is going to get wiped out. Reconnaissance overflights could be very nice for his British teammate. Couple good hits there. Got now the Panzer Grenadiers falling on back. Got a booby trap there.
Kettenwerfer ready.
Another cannon warfare deployed in the field, not big surprise. Now I got smoke being summoned. We have a drop panzer track there. Capturing infantry 42 in a pretty cinematic position with all of that brush there. Pioneers, luckily they moved a little bit there before they got annihilated by all the mortars. Cannon warfare pushing their way forward. Yellow did claim that one quick cannon warfare. Got a pen there. May see a Panzerfaust. Panzerfaust does not manage to connect. Good damage there. We do got some PTRS fire to complement the KV-8 and the mortars. With the amount of mortar placements in the field, they have to deny the Kron's overflights. I think a flak half track would be not half bad. Another KV and the build cube for yellow. Excuse me. Got a regular Churchill on the field. A nice frontline unit. More emplacement, not getting braced. Did take a bit of a volley there.
Combat unit ready.
We do also have a teller mine here. That could be quite nice. We've got now a Wehrmacht Panzer IV on the build cube. So the Churchill I think still could be a little bit better.
We have a new Panzer IV.
Good pen there. Panzer track does connect as well. Churchill finds a landmine. We do also have a Bofors over here as well. Make some good damage there. Massive hit on the Volks. They need to fall back. And it almost looks like red is AFK. Does lose a Volks. The cannon work or KB is pushed way forward. That other Volks I think got wiped out. Yeah, constant build queue. That's actually would make some good sense here. Pack 40 in a reserve position. Does get a bounce there. KV's will have trouble versus the sheer transporters. There's good pen there. Yeah, Guns push way forward. Got a number of penal PTRSs push way forward. They could push with some satchel charges. Bulb sauces will be nice. Got MG34 here. Many hits there. KB8 does go down. We may see a couple satchel charges here. One. A lot of suppression there. Two satchel charges. Which is enough to take out the sheer panzer quarters. But has the Panzer Plum field, probably best if red either go for no, probably left 18 to help deal with all the mortar emplacements and all the other emplacements. Magenta probably needs to make use of more of light artillery barrages than the strafing run. Bounce there. Churchills are hard to counter Panzer IVs. Trying to go to the rear armor there. Does take a pen there from the 6-pounder. Panzer IV does go down. Does bundle grenade there onto the 6-pounder, but does roll a miss. Gets a couple pens there. Falls on back. Trying to go for that. Panzer Grenadier does not get him. And the mortar does get decrewed as well. Yeah, I think right now red needs to go for left 18. Magetta's trying to go for tier 4. Brumbars maybe good at the moment. Maybe Panzerwerfers? Against that many mortar placements, infantry is just going to disintegrate. Yeah, Panzer gets a good shot there, trying to finish him off. Does finish off the KV-8 there, giving red a lot more breathing room. Does have a SW's half track making a mechanized excuse going behind for King Tiger, but like I said, left 18 may be better at this option. It's not say the Soviet player I'm more concerned about. It's about the British player's 3 mortar emplacements. Got the... Yeah, Kozak gets plinked a little bit there. Soviet player did go for an unusual build, to say the least. I will give you that. With the double KV-8 and Pinot PTRS. There goes a Kuhwagen. Obersatzen would probably be pretty useful against the Pinot PTRSs. Jägerline infantry wouldn't be half bad either. But I think at this point in time, Obersatzen's the way to go. And I still believe he needs a left 18. Secures the mortar. Gotta make sure those mortars are spread out. Don't get splash damage. Bofors will cause some issues. Smoking out would be handy. And light artillery barrage, that would be pretty nice. Panzer Grenadiers to fall back there. 17 or pack 40 engaging. Rifle grenade the slit trench. Gets a decent hit there. Nothing too great though. And it looks like the pack 4 is actually forced on the ground, rolling some misses. That was the sheer panzer quarters that went down there. Too many supply trucks. It only affects yourself, not your teammate. And at this point in time, you don't need 5 fuel caches worth of income. Plus, there's already a fuel cache on the field. Yellow should not have been built that many supply trucks. That's for sure. 88 munitions income when he's not using recon overflight 24/7. And he won't make much use of the additional fuel as well. He's already... The biggest problem right now is manpower. Another light artillery barrage and mortar hits there onto the Bofors, trying to deal with it. Of course, Grace does recharge pretty quickly. Churchill push way forward. Got a number of Panzerschreck, or a Panzerschreck in the region. Maybe a Panzerfaust could be quite handy if it gets a good shot onto it like he did. Though it needs a bit more damage, he won't get the snare. That may get him the snare with the 2 Panzerschreck shots. Nope, it was not enough. Nice bit of smoke there. Does force by the ground, misses, and takes up the Pack 40. Panzer from the build queue. I think a Brumbar may be a little bit better, give him a bit more frontline sustain. I have no idea though. The best thing I would just say is his teammate needs to pull out left 18. He has enough resources now for one. Pack 40 gets a good shot there. Looks like, oh, just through the grenade, wipes out the Pack 40. To a certain extent, it's a little bit more on the RNG side. Problem is, going for a Panzerwerfer as well, maybe not great either, since it can easily be do nothing with a single brace. We got now a KV-2 pull on the field. Churchill does take a pretty good hit there. Problem is, any sort of static weapons like Pack 40s that would be useful against everything here just gets annihilated by those mortar placements. KV2 took some hits there. The Yagcons are still going to be very useful for this. Good hits there. Now a light artillery barrage on that slit trench. We've already got another slit trench here. A Panther, probably a good option. Allow him to at least assault the Bofors and the Churchill. It's one of those situations like, how could you have let these both motor places get out of control like this? Sort of situation. Right now, the British player is at pop cap, so can only really afford a single Churchill and AT gun. So, oh no, and the looks like the Rogers did pick up some Brens, not Piets. I think some Piets would be in order. He also has a large amount of munition supply as well. No real doctrinal abilities, so it's fine for him to throw his munitions at the opponent. Maybe some Mills bombs could be a possibility.
Jerry has 300 points remaining.
The British player probably should take those Royal Engineers and start booting landmines everywhere, because he has no real doctrinal ability for it. Eagle Eye does take a bit of a burst there. Gonna for rolls of bounce there. Yagcons rolls of bounce as well. And now his teammate's trying to help out his teammate, which is actually probably a good idea since he's going to run into a pile of mortars. KV1 still have full health. Bundle grenade on the Penals. Retreats back a little bit too early. Now we've got a Super Suffuse, which is nice and all, but I think the extra range of Left 18 could be a little bit better against the mortar placements. And increased in fire can help him go through brace. But right now, all the mortars hitting this region. Now got the Magenta Panther trying to pursue the Churchill. Gets a good pen there. One more pen's done for. Lining up force on the ground. Rolls a miss there. Gotta keep on pursuing. It's perfectly safe. Just be careful about any landmines, which we don't see in Farkasovich. Needs prioritized fire turned on. And heat grenade does connect, but no engine crit. Super Suffuse Brawl is ranging on in. Not a really good barrage.
Panzer Grenadiers standing by.
Another squad of Panzer Grenadier. Oh, that's Jaeger Command Squad. It said the command of the audio line was Panzer Grenadier, right? I think I'm just going crazy. Good amount of repairs there for that one Churchill. The Churchill just gives him a lot of frontline capability, that's for sure. Deep sections in slit trenches. Of course, got the Captain MG42 here. The British player is dug in hard. It's one of the few times where I say Left 18 is probably the answer. KV2 does roll a miss there. If the Soviet player wants to help the British player dug in, he could probably set up the KV2 in siege mode around here, maybe? But having the Soviet player pushing forward like this keeps the player on the defense, preventing him to help out his teammate with the mortar infestation. Churchill firing some shots there. KV2 does take some pens. Magenda's Panther's now heading down south for the winter.
A mortar team has been killed.
Good pens there on the Churchill. Blue's doing a good job stockpiling resources at the moment. Looks like the Churchill's a little bit stuck or trapped there. You can also use the vehicle crew repair ability, has plenty of munitions for it. Yagfons are creeping his way forward. Yagfons does get spotted by the reconnaissance overflight. Yes, reconnaissance overflight is very critical right now because it provides a lot of good spotting for all the British mortars. Like I said, it's one of the best abilities in the entire game, the reconnaissance overflight. I think it'd be a good idea for the Okada player to also go for a flak half track. Going for that sheer panzer quarters, I'm not sure for what exactly. Successful barrage. And the British and the Soviet player does dodge it. Got a good shot there. Jaeger light infantry does fall back. Penal squad is straight forward. A lot of mortars running on in. Great hits there on the Japan's Grenadiers. Great shot there. We do now have the sector assault being brought on in, but nothing really capitalized taking out the KV-2. Churchill's rotating around. Oh, Sasa does fall back, gets a decent pen there. And now the Panther's starting to fall back, takes some good damage. It is strafing around there. Got a high explosive hit there onto the Panther.
We have a fresh half track at our disposal.
They have not made any sort of scratch to the British player. He has a lot of resources stockpiled up. Does he have a forward HQ? At this point in time, he can go for a forward retreat point. He has the resources to invest into it. Siege mode now active by the KV-2. Very nice. Looks like he may be forced from the ground there. It's hard to tell exactly. Bofors forced on the ground there. Panzer Warfare Barrage rained on in. Not doing great damage for there with the Bofors. And since the Bofors can force on the ground, he's able to basically ignore the smoke. Got these Pinos charging way forward, trying to PTRS down some stuff. Sheer Pan Sport is ready for some fire support. Does get the sheer war from half track. Like I said as well, I think left 18 is the way to go right now. The British player somehow squeezed out another Bofors. No, that's the same one. What's this? Has this one always been here?
IL-2 ready for reconnaissance.
We got a... Look, what appears to be a British demolition charge. It's glowing blue. But what could have laid that? It has to be the Soviet one. Even though it shows like a blue effect there. Yeah, Collins is possibly in range. Think for the follow. Simply call me Joe. Welcome to the stream. We do now have the Yankee Infantry Squad does fall back. KV-2 is currently veteran C2.
Stand by, crew.
What if there's a line sight blocker preventing actual firing? It could be just out of vision range by red. Sometimes hard to tell from this angle. But does get spotted there. Let's see, does Soviet player PTRSs? The aircraft immediately got shot down, which is actually quite good. Prevents the mortar barrage. It's nice to use what limited information he has. Opus and MG34 heading down south. No, the VP could be decaptured right now. Red is gone for a flat cap track. Did I just hear something get destroyed? I think the British player scuttled one of his mortar emplacements. Maybe trying to guess 70. No, 75 is taking a lot of population space. Not sure why he scuttled it.
The enemy have destroyed a forward position.
I guess scuttling the Bofors on the Soviet side of the map. Bofors firing away, 70-pounder, or not 75, 6-pounder having trouble getting angle. Churchill now advancing, a light artillery barrage raining on in. Land mattress, so the scuttled mortar emplacement for land mattress, very nice.
RE sappers reporting in.
North got these squads. They do fall back away from the Jaeger Light Infantry and the Oberstrassen. But here, a Panzerwerfer barrage raining somewhere. Does get a lot of misses there overall. Sure, the Bofors took some hits, but nothing too significant anything else.
Field recovery teams are ready to salvage vehicles.
Does take a double pen there. Panther blitzing on out of there. Good pen there.
Land mattress artillery on the way.
Some pens there on the KV2. Does force him back. Here our land mattress barrage. Looks like it's raining in somewhere over here. Splashing a little bit of everything.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Jaeger Light Infantry getting some shots there onto the Panzerwerfer. Volkswagens to pick some hits as well. Now we've got the Churchill push away forward. Good hits on the Jaeger Light Infantry. Jaeger Commander push way forward. KV2 and Pino PTRS is advancing. Volks do not go down. Hits something large and visible right here. Yeah, Panzer push way forward. Got the Oberstrassen in as well. Oberstrassen takes a pretty good splash hit there. Getting pens there. We do now have the penal squads blitzing the way forward. Pioneers push forward, but they're unfetted. Does take a little bit of damage there. Does the force back there. They did have the support of the Inspired Infantry. Mortar getting forced back as well. Oh wait, where did all these T-34s come from? He has building a reserve of T-34 76s. That can help him punch through pretty handedly. And here comes the sector assault. Suksa Fus barrage raining somewhere. Again, he's trying to hit the KV-2. It's okay versus vehicles, but you shouldn't prioritize it. Oh, that booby trap doesn't go off, but the garrison's meant to blow up is now gone. Over here, Panther's trying to break his way forward once again, trying to deal with his Bofors. Got a 6-pounder and Churchill once again. Churchill's now best C3. Pantrix do get a pen and bounce on the Churchill. Light artillery barrage running on in as well. Looks like Pioneer does get wiped on out. Transgrenadiers do fall back. Gets a bit of misses there. Got now the KV-2 pushing forward. Just got this artillery barrage running somewhere, a Panzer Warfare barrage. Those just splashed a little bit of everything, nothing too significant. Had to push right forward, not repair it on up. Does pick a pen there from the 6-pounder. Oh, and looks like this guy took some damage. G34 does have the armor-piercing CNE rounds there. Does get a pen there of the Jagdpanzer. He knows push right forward. I think the gun itself is almost destroyed. Bounce there. Jagdpanzer falling back. Churchill does not engage. Pack 40 having trouble against the Bofors replacement. Here comes a land mattress barrage. Does take out the Pack 40. Up north, got the Nub Warfare barrage, not Nub Warfare, Warfare half-track, Stoops the Foos barrage. Jägerline straight forward, does fund the flak half-track a little bit there. Pino PDRs is getting splashed a little bit there, so the scope rifles will start picking up these models pretty reliably. Problem is the KV-2 is straight forward, does sprint way forward, does get a miss there. Jagdpanzer are creeping way forward, needs to turn off the camouflage, doesn't need to creep forward like that. Transgrenadiers heading some map as well. We do now have these intersections inside the fleet trenches firing away. Goes out bundle grenade there. There's splash within the Transgrenadiers. They do fall back now.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Panzer Warfare barrage running in.
Emplacement under attack.
Does a bit of damage here. Jagdpanzer does get a pin there onto the KV-2. And we got the aircraft being shot down there. Land mattress does get decrewed. Right now, the British player also have a massive float of resources. T-34, 76 forward. Panthers were almost exposed. That's not good. The Jagdpanzer quick goes on down there. If the Cannon Warfare trying to fire support, he needs to activate Blitzkrieg, as well as moving these gates to reduce target size. Being a lot of misses there. Churchill push right forward. Main gun destroy quickly on the Panther. Panther does go down to the Vet 3 Churchill. Churchill back on off. Got a number of forces there. Getting some bounces, some pens, trying to go with Panzerfaust off, but man, there's a Vet 3 Churchill, so given enough time, its engine will be automatically repaired. There's a bit of smoke there. I don't think that was really necessary. Just reverse on back. And now there goes the engine crit.
We're losing a capture point.
6 Boost Barrage raining on in. Get some damage to some of these more emplacements. Right, let's push way forward in the center of the map. Flat cap track as well. I hear a Panzer for Barrage raining somewhere. Way over here. Rocket grenade fired. Now got the East Force Squad falling back. Got now the Eagle Squad's blitzing the way forward. Does take out the flat capture, so now it's reconnaissance air overflights can come in. Will be shut down by the Shooter Transports. Got the Panzerwerfer or the Land Mattress Barrage engaging over here. Land Mattress is trying to get some shots in the Churchills. One's probably going down. Could see a Panzerfaust there. At least slow him down a little bit. Won't get a permanent engine crit. There's no frag grenade there. Those wipe up both of the cannon first. I don't know if that main gun crit can be repaired. Done to the engine, not to the gun. The icons are trying to fire some shots there, but let's the Churchill will keep on out of there. Panther push way forward.
The enemy are attacking an emplacement.
Good pen there onto the Panther. Trying to hit some of these mortar emplacements. Panther's getting pinned down. They're about to get crushed. They got crushed. Panther about to going down here. Trying to get the brace mortar. Does not take it out though. Here comes 6 Boost Barrage. Does not take out the mortar.
Position has been destroyed.
Panzerwerfer Barrage running in. Jägerline tree forward. Panzerwerfer Barrage
Under attack.
does not take out the mortar. Both mortars are severely
Enemy
wounded.
threatening a capture point.
Another Panzerwerfer Barrage running on in. Takes out one mortar. The other one stays alive. Vegeta has pretty much nothing left. Well, still could be a good item right now. Or the best item he can put on the field. Followed by a Pioneer. Of course, doesn't have enough fuel for even for a Stug. Does get an engine crit there on the Churchill. Got another bow force replacement trying to be established here. Does get built and will report the infantry units. What is left of Magenta's infantry units. Land Mattress Barrage getting pretty decent barrage. Relatively close range to those. This guy is pretty tight. Massive damage on the Jagdpanzer. KV-8 has plenty of health. Now got the Penal Squads pushing forward. I think they may be able to take out the Jagdpanzer. Looks like not. Schumpeiter's could get a stun grenade off. Jägerline tree and does I think the Panzerwerfer Barrage running in here. Man, my frame rate's not handling this all too well. There's been so many high explosives. I can never get decent frame rates while recording. Panzerwerfer Barrage raining on in.
An emplacement is being attacked.
Somehow those engineers did not take any damage. Picks up a friend with the combat engineer. Again, we're first to get the pin down the KV-2. does take a Panzer shot there, and a Mechanorwarfer shot. Good shot there on the Mechanorwarfers. You see a pyrotechnic flare over here. I wonder if he has hammer or anvil. I actually don't know. Oh wait, we know he's got an anvil, so he does have access to the airburst rounds at this point. Both for to part those units. The icons are rules of bounds. He does have access to a single emptying strafe, which is going to be a little bit hard to pull off. Light artillery barrage being brought in. Incendiary barrage there. I think there's also, that's the artillery barrage over here. Decrews the land mattress. Maybe the Solar Player, no, Solar Player's got max of population as well. He has a pretty good reserve of T-34s, 4 of them. So, he can probably just push forward and win the game. And my voice already cracked up. A little bit too early for my voice to crack up. And now the MG42 or 34 falls back there. Grenade there, decent grenade there. Satchel charge here. Not as great as a grenade. Panzerwerfer barrage over here. Trying to destroy the mortar. Another Jagdpanzer for red. Not entirely half bad idea. Probably best if I'm going to go for another Panther at this point in time. Get a Pioneer out now. Let's go for double Panzer Grenadiers. Just go for one. Does get the bounce there. Grenadiers take a bit of fire.
We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers.
More land mattress barrage is raining on in. Jagdpanzer 34. Got now a Panzerwerfer barrage over here. Another incendiary barrage. Hits that comes here quite well. As well as this Royal Engineer. Lots of hits there on the Churchill, but a lot of bounces. But now a lot of pens. Good hits there. Grenadiers do get wiped out there. We've got a large artillery barrage onto the Bofors. The British player has over 2,000 manpower and a pop cap. Looks like the KV-2 is setting on up the siege mode. Siege mode's pretty nice on the KV-2. I think people should use it a bit more often. I can understand why in 1v1s people don't go for it. Too slow. Does take out the Bofors. Good hit there on the Grenadiers. Yeah, going through squad does get forced back as well. Got an artillery flare there, very nice. Yellow's T-34s are not pushing way forward. Take some hits over here. One of those freaking orcs falling back, or both of them. Just one. WEONS push way forward. Landmaster's barrage is raining on in. The essential VP is kind of neutral. They should probably capture that. Freaking orc take some hits. Lots of artillery, of course, raining on in. Down south, we've got now the Obersassin does get forced back by the Bofers. Suxafu's barrage raining on in. Hands War for barrage raining on in next. We've got all those forces now falling in back. We do now have the light artillery barrage hitting the Bofers as well. Drop Bren there. Now got the aircraft flying over. Constant overflight. Also misses there. Here comes transport for barrage. Some hits on everything. 6-pounder shots there onto the Jagdpanzers.
The enemy has 75 points remaining. You appear suited for command.
Hammer's trying to displace that Bofer, so Oak player trying to push along this flank, but now the Soviet player push up north, basically unprotected VP up here. Excuse me. Some hits there onto the Bofers. Got the Grenadiers take some damage. Grenadiers do fall back. Got now the Jagdpanzers take some shots there. More of the Landmaster's barrage is raining on in. Suxafu's barrage raining on in. Does get some hits on everything. And my frame rate's dipping even lower. I can never make this game look multiple. The Cannon Warfers falling on back. We do have now a Panzer Warfare barrage raining on in, hitting this general area. It looks like Bofors is force fire on the ground. Up north, we do now have the Jagdpanzer take some hits there. It's a pen in turn. We do now have the Sector Assault coming on in. Does get some hits there onto the KV2. Panzerfaust may come forward. All the penal squads falling back. Good hits there. Does take a pen there. No church on the build queue.
We have taken the enemy down to 50 points.
Panther heading up down south. Got these forces a little bit idle there. T-34's reserve. Push way forward. Does get bounces and misses there. Double Cannon Warfare gets a good double tap there on one of those guys. You can always try to ram with that guy. That guy can no longer ram. Light artillery barrage being brought on in. He should have saved up for the strafe. T-34-76 is now trying to displace these Cannon Warfers. This other one's going to be taken out pretty quickly. While I can take time to destroy the guns. Oh, does spot the SW's half-track, takes it out. Churchill here has 50 kills. Oh, got an engine crit there. Was there a landmine? It looks like the Axis players have surrendered. This is Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.